Man, all right, let's put it out there. Let's go live. We crushed it. Absolutely crushed it. GoPro crushed it. Woo! I'm hot. I am pumped. I am pumped for this earnings call. Let me put the alert out that we are indeed live for the earnings call for GoPro. Mic check, mic check. I think we are live. Let's put this up. Wow. Insane GoPro. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Looking forward to this conference call. But my God, we killed it. My goodness, we crushed it. We crushed it. Right. Let me. I don't even know what to do with myself. I can't wait for the call. Wow. Okay. Wusa. Let's calm down. Let's get level-headed. All right. So, what's going on, guys? Today I will be live streaming GoPro's earnings call, Q2. And let me just say straight off the bat, we crushed it. Okay. After hours, we're up 8.5%. But I mean, look at these numbers, guys. Absolutely unbelievable numbers on all fronts. On absolutely all fronts. Revenue was up 86% year over year to 250. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We absolutely crushed it. So GoPro revenue, again, that was up. So that's GoPro.com revenue was up 48% year over year to $88 million. GoPro subscribers, the subscribers, this is where the company is turning around. Subscribers is up 211% year over year to 1.16 million subscribers on the GoPro platform. Nazim, hey Nazim, how you doing, brother? Yeah, we crushed everything. You name it, GoPro crushed it. Oh, it's insane earnings, absolutely insane earnings, and we've got the earnings call coming up. Plus, the company also raised guidance. Insane. Absolutely insane earnings. I can't wait for the earnings call. If you guys are a GoPro shareholder, if you're still holding shares in GoPro, let me know in the chat that you're still holding. I personally, cut my position in half. I'm currently sitting on 1,370 shares. I did have a lot more, but I did take some profits. But that's where I'm currently sat at right now. But with these earnings like this, and then the raised guidance, it's insane. So here are the highlights, right? So we closed Q2 with 1.16 million GoPro subscribers, which is up 23% sequentially and 211% year over year. GoPro.com revenue increased 48%. 48% year over year to 88 million. And or total 35% of total revenue. Crazy. Camera unit sell-through was approximately 820,000 units in Q2 2021, which is up more than 10% year over year. Cameras with retail prices at or above $300 represented 94% of Q2 2021 camera revenue. I mean, it's insane. I saw these numbers and like I looked at my phone. I was like, is this real? Is this is this possible? Absolutely insane numbers. I am really happy to be a shareholder right now, and I can't wait for this earnings call. It's going to be in the next 4 minutes. We're going to go live in the next 4 minutes. So bear with me, guys. Bear with me. I'm going to send the link out to everyone so they can join on the call. But I'm pumped. I'm pumped to see what Nick has to say. The highlights alone says it all. We're doing quite well in pre-market after hours. We're doing quite well in after hours, which isn't too bad. We were up 20%. I don't know if you guys saw that. We were up 20% at one point in after hours, which is crazy. So Alex, this is my position. Yep, I did sell. I sold half of my position. I felt the risk was too much. I went too heavy. So I'm currently sitting on only 1,370 shares, and that's my position now. That's a size that I felt a lot more comfortable with, and yeah. But these earnings absolutely crushed it. We absolutely crushed it this earnings, and I'm really excited for the earnings call. Right, where are we? Let's send the link out. Earnings call. Let's go. Let's go. All right. What do you guys think of the earnings? Let me know in the chat if you're there before we go live. Okay. So let me send the link out to the Discord. Live video. GoPro earnings. Let's put it out there. Everyone, let's go. Crushed it. But it's really, really good, man. This is really positive. This is what we wanted, right? This is what we wanted. We knew with GoPro, with everything opening back up, sporting events, this is where GoPro shines. Do you know what I mean? And you can tell from the camera units sold, 820,000 units in just Q2 alone is up more than 10% year over year. It's prime time now. It's prime time for GoPro to shine. Okay, so Harrison, welcome Harrison. Yeah, bro, we absolutely crushed it. I couldn't believe the numbers. I couldn't believe the growth. And then to top it off, we increased guidance. What did they say that? So they increased guidance. So is what Nick said. So as a result, right? As a result of this better than expected momentum, we are increasing our revenue, margin, and earnings outlook for the second half of 2021. Insane. We it's absolutely pumping, Johnny. Simon said, I've never even had this stock on my watch list. Here to learn. I own 2 GoPros myself, 7 and the 9. So Simon, what do you think of the GoPro Hero 9? What do you think of it? Let's see where we are with the chat. What did you think of the GoPro Hero 9? I've seen some reviews on YouTube when I was doing my due diligence, and people love it, especially the shaky cam aspect of it. It eliminates a lot of the shaky cam. But yeah, can't wait for the earnings call. It should be up and running in the next 1 minute. 1 minute to earnings. And then I'll hand it over. No, it's still just music at the moment. So Beyond Meats, I haven't looked at Beyond Meat's earnings yet. I heard they missed. Did they miss on estimates, Beyond Meat? But I know GoPro crushed it. I think was it DraftKings? Another company did quite well in earnings. But yeah, we are live, and I can't wait to see what the new guidance is really for the second half of 2021. Insane. Okay, so Beyond Meat was down 4%. Okay. I need to check out their earnings because Beyond Meat has been on my watch list for a while now, but I still haven't, started a position in Beyond Meat. But I will look into the earnings just to see why the earnings were down. But I think we are live now. No, more music. All right. Okay. So I heard Dropbox smashed it 200% or something crazy like that. I'm not in Dropbox. I am not in Dropbox, I will admit. But I heard, Beyond Meat is is a company I do want to look into their earnings because I heard they missed and they're down. But yeah, Dropbox, I heard Dropbox absolutely crushed it as well. So it's looking good, man. It's looking good. But I'm not in Dropbox. I wish I was. I know Jeremy's big in Dropbox. I know Rob from Popular Investor. He's in Dropbox. I believe it's a large position for him. So yeah, I'm not in Dropbox. But happy for those shareholders that are. Where are these guys? They are now officially 2 minutes late. So it's not only Tattooed Chef earnings calls where they're late. I'm buzzing, man. I am buzzing from this earnings. Q2 crushed it. Now I'm thinking, did I make a mistake cutting my position in half? I don't think so. You know, I went too heavy. I had more shares that I was comfortable with, so I decided to sell. We cut my position in half, and this is a size 1,370 shares that I'm happy with. Yeah, I'm happy. Okay, so yeah, Johnny said must have missed. Yep. Okay, so Simon said, yep, extremely smooth. Use them for skiing and mountain biking. Always been a fan though. Okay, so yeah, so you're slightly biased there, Simon. No idea why. I've never even looked at their stock. Wait, here we go. Are we live yet? Still music. So I'll keep you guys entertained till we start. But I mean, Simon, the stock, to be honest, mate, is absolutely discounted, right? Let's quickly take a look at their price. Look at their price to sales, right? So their price to sales ratio as of market close was 1.58. 1.58 price to sales is just, it's almost bargain bucket at this prices. Again, they've got very strong they've got a very strong income statement, very strong balance sheet. We are live.
Welcome to the GoPro Q2 2021 earnings conference call. Today's conference is being recorded. At this time, I would like to turn things over to Mr. Christopher Clark, Vice President of Corporate Communications. Please go ahead.
Thank you, operator. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to GoPro's second quarter earnings conference call. With me today are GoPro CEO, Nicholas Woodman, and CFO and COO, Brian McGee. Our agenda for today will include a brief introduction from Nick, followed by Q&A. For detailed information about our second quarter performance and our outlook, please read the management commentary we've posted on GoPro's investor relations website. Before I pass the call to Nick, I'd like to remind everyone that our remarks today may include forward-looking statements. Forward-looking statements and all other statements that are not historical facts are not guarantees of future performance and are subject to a number of risks and uncertainties which may cause actual results to differ materially. Additionally, any forward-looking statements made today are based on assumptions as of today, including but not limited to uncertainty related to the duration and impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. This means that results could change at any time, and our commentary about business results and outlook is based on the information available as of today's date. We do not undertake any obligation to update these statements as a result of new information or future events. Information concerning our risk factors is available in our most recent annual report on Form 10-K for the year ended December 31st, 2020, which is on file with the Securities and Exchange Commission, and in other reports that we may file from time to time with the SEC. Today we may discuss gross margin, operating expense, net profit and loss, as well as basic and diluted net profit and loss per share in accordance with GAAP, and additionally on a non-GAAP basis. We believe that non-GAAP information is useful because it can enhance the understanding of our ongoing economic performance. We use non-GAAP reporting internally to evaluate and manage our operations. We choose to provide this information to enable investors to perform comparisons of operating results in a manner similar to how we analyze our own operating results. A reconciliation of GAAP to non-GAAP operating expenses can be found in the press release that was issued this afternoon and which is posted on our website. In addition to the earnings press release and management commentary, we have posted slides containing detailed financial data and metrics for the second quarter of 2021. The management commentary and slides, as well as a link to today's live webcast and a replay of this conference call are posted on the GoPro Investor Relations website for your reference. All income statement related numbers that are discussed today during the call, other than revenue, are non-GAAP unless otherwise noted. Now I'll turn the call over to GoPro's founder and CEO, Nicholas Woodman.
Thanks, Chris, and good afternoon, everyone. GoPro had a very strong Q2, our fourth consecutive profitable quarter on a non-GAAP basis. We grew revenue, improved margins, and increased cash thanks to our expanding direct-to-consumer and subscription businesses. Q2 also benefited from our strong retail relationships, which drove substantial unit sell-through as the world continues to find its way through the pandemic. Revenue in the second quarter increased 86% year over year to $250 million. Direct-to-consumer revenue from GoPro.com totaled $88 million, up 48% year over year and up 7% sequentially. And GoPro was profitable on both a GAAP and non-GAAP basis in the second quarter, generating EPS of 10 cents and 12 cents respectively, with margins increasing to 40% and operating profits improving by $47 million year over year. Our subscription businesses continue to impress, with GoPro subscribers growing 211% year over year and 23% sequentially to 1.16 million subscribers, and subscriber revenue grew 143% year over year. And while it's still early days, we're excited to share that as of this report, the Quick app has exceeded 100,000 paying subscribers, a milestone reached in nearly half the time it took us to achieve the same number of GoPro subscribers. Our Q2 results reflect not only the strength of our strategy, but also the strength of our people. By embracing a flexible work culture that champions our employees' desire to live and work from wherever they feel most productive, we've been able to thrive over the last year and a half. We're excited to continue supporting our employees in their pursuit of the ultimate life-work balance, an approach we've seen consistently yield strong business results. As a result of our better-than-expected Q2 momentum, we are raising our revenue, margin, and earnings outlook for the second half and 2021, as outlined in our management commentary. Please be sure to visit our investor relations page at GoPro.com and give it a read. Brian and I will now take questions.
Thank you. And everyone, to ask a question, please press star then one on your telephone keypad. Please note that if you're on a speakerphone, to pick up your handset or depress your mute function to allow that signal to reach our system. Again, that is star one to ask a question. And we'll go first to Paul Chung of JP Morgan.
Hi, thanks for taking my questions and great quarter. So, since Brian, on your cash guide for 3Q and 4Q, kind of reiterated, looks like your free cash flow is on track to maybe double this year. With that added flexibility, what are your intentions there for cash?
Great. Yeah, Paul, thank you very much. Yeah, we're excited about our cash position. It was up nicely in Q2 and largely on earnings. Last year was really, we had earnings in 2020, but some really good balance sheet management. We continue to do the balance sheet management, but the strength is in earnings. And that's same in our guide for Q3 and Q4. So we're very pleased with the quality of the cash coming in from an earnings perspective, given our guidance. I think let's get through this year and post up the cash on the balance sheet, and then we have options for shareholder returns possibly in 2022. We do have to repay the $125 million convertible in April of 2022. We'll have obviously plenty of cash to do that, and then we can also look at other options for shareholder return.
Gotcha. And then on revenues, you're nearly at 2019 levels, though with maybe 1 million fewer cameras. So nice mix to kind of higher ASP products is working out pretty great, and also that shift to GoPro.com. So, and I mean, maybe you can argue that you're still feeling the kind of pandemic impact on sales. So, question really is, do you think you can get back to that 4 million plus units per year, or is this kind of a new normal? I just want to hear your thoughts there.
No, I don't think it's a new normal, and I know you're comparing to 2019, but even comparing to 2015, where we shipped a lot of units and had much more, about 30% more kind of revenue than what's in our guidance, our operating profit is much higher. So we've been able to move the market to the high end of our product line. That's where we make more money. We're driving more to direct-to-consumer, and clearly subscriptions, as you look ahead, would be about 90 million plus of annual recurring revenue at 70 to 80 points of margin. That's what's driving the business. It's not always about tonnage. Now, what we're saying in our commentary is that given what's happened with supply, and particularly in semiconductors and shortages, we believe we've got the unit to deliver on the revenue and the outlook we've provided to y'all. And as that improves, we can do more, and then I think we can do more units. Clearly, as travel comes back, particularly international travel and destination, will help drive GoPro. We don't have any of that business today. It's lost until it snaps back, and that's a real opportunity, for the company to drive more units and expand revenue. And then our commentary as I look to 22, I think we can expand on units and we'll expand on ASP. We're also, saying we think we're going to stay at 40 points of margin. That's a real milestone to get back to for the company. Again, that's kind of the quality of earnings and controlling, OpEx to drive, more operating leverage. So we're excited about that. Driving cash, it's driving margin, it's driving bottom line, and improvements for shareholders.
Okay, great. And then lastly, Nick, on the API effort, how do we think about the opportunity there? Is it, sports broadcasting and other verticals you mentioned, but any leagues that you see potential there? And is that really about selling more cameras through that API effort? Thanks.
Yeah, it's really about increasing the versatility, the utility, the relevance of a GoPro camera to more people. And the API effort enables third-party companies to more easily and seamlessly integrate a GoPro into their own product offering, their own service offering, and thus using our product as an important utility. That's just strategically sound, because the more that we are used as our products are used as tools by other companies reaching other customers, obviously there's a wonderful network effect that comes from that. In terms of what it can represent from a growth perspective, I think that's wait and see. I think at a minimum, it better fortifies our position as a market leader, and gives us the potential for some breakout growth opportunities. And it's always nice to be included in other businesses' marketing efforts and product development efforts, because it just helps scale the reach of our brand and the perceived utility of our product. So it's a great thing. But in terms of how it's going to contribute, I think that's a wait and see. But even if it's only contributing in the ways that I mentioned, that's still terrific for the business.
Great, thank you.
And now we will move to Martin Yang from Oppenheimer.
Hi, Brian and Nick. Thank you for taking my question. First question on the guidance, how do you account for any potential risk for an extended shutdown globally in your guidance? In other words, do you assume a major reopening later in the year in your recently raised guidance?
Yeah, Martin, it's Brian. No, we've been consistent on that. It's still wait and see, particularly in international travel. I think that's a tailwind for the company as international markets and destinations open. Domestic have opened more. That's probably benefiting us too. But international will be more cruise ships, duty free. Our big markets for GoPro that we're really not participating in. That's been definitely an impact from COVID, and we're not assuming a great resurgence there. I think that's probably more in 2022, if that helps.
Yeah, definitely. And another question associated with this is when I look at, assuming you will release a new camera this year, and so in this very unique macro environment, how do you plan to market the new product, maybe in a different way to adapt to the current macro environment? If any, context you can provide us, on our potential marketing strategy.
What I can share is that we'll be, building upon the utility, people's understanding of the utility of a GoPro and that all the different ways that they can serve them. Our team has consistently done an outstanding job where I believe that our execution improves every year at storytelling about our product's capabilities, what makes them unique relative to the previous year's products, and why the value proposition is so compelling. And utility is a part of that, and being more versatile for the needs of today's consumer who's streaming more, has a greater need for webcam usage, in addition to all of the traditional ways that people use a GoPro in their active lifestyle. So I'd say more of the same, but building upon that proven strategy that has been going quite well for us over the past few years as it relates to new product launches. And yes, I can confirm there will be new products from GoPro this year.
Excellent. My next question is around your plan regarding your growing subscriber base. So coming into this holiday season, I think there's be a larger cohort who may face the choice of whether to renew their subscription. Can you even talk about your plan to retain the subscribers? How do you plan to present to them their value in the plan to renew, and whether or not you plan to have additional features being added to the GoPro subscription?
I'll take the first part of that. Do you want to take it, Mark?
No, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say that we have a robust roadmap of adding value to the GoPro subscription with the goal of continually reducing churn and frankly engaging more consumers by hitting on value propositions that matter to them. Kudos to our team for doing a terrific job of engaging with our subscriber base, doing ongoing research to understand what are they getting out of it, where are their hiccups, and where are there new opportunities to add more value to continue to sweeten the pot, while at the same time yielding a very attractive margin for GoPro. And I'm really excited about the future of GoPro subscription offering because the roadmap is clear. It's laden with very easy to comprehend value that I think is going to just continue to build upon the very positive momentum that we're seeing. And that's momentum that's to date resulting in very impressive annual retention and renewal rates amongst the annual subscribers that we do have. And so that cohort is showing, very promising results for the GoPro subscription ongoing. And that cohort is behaving very similarly, if not the same in most respects, relative to the new cohort or newer, I should say at this point, that became a subscriber with the purchase of a Hero 9 camera. So we're expecting those cohorts to behave quite similarly going forward. And Brian, you want to add anything to that?
Actually, I think you did a good job and covered it. I just think one thing on our mind, you and everyone, that our subscription business is growing very strongly. We've added 800,000 subscribers year over year. Our guidance would imply we'd add about 1 million subscribers in 2021 over 2020. Those are terrific results. And as a reminder, we're making 70, 80 points of margin on that. And that's actually one of the primary reasons we're able to improve our margin outlook on our guide. So as we look at the second half of 2021 and then going into 2022. So we're excited about how we're doing, how the business is going, and as Nick had mentioned, the fact that our cohorts for annual subscriber renewal rates continue to be very strong.
Well, thank you for the very detailed answer. Any insight you can provide us on how high the renewal rates are?
No, we're not going to get into the numbers, but we can say that they're very strong, they're very good.
Great, thank you so much.
And our next question will come from Nick Torres of Longbow Research.
Hey guys, congrats on strong results. Brian, can you update us on how you see unit sell-through for 2021? And as a follow-up to that, assuming you are not facing supply chain component constraints, where do you think unit sell-through would have been in the third quarter?
Actually, I don't think we've got some constraints, right? Because we've definitely shifted to the high end at the expense of kind of mid-tier and low tier, where we just don't make as much money. For the year, sell-through is going to be in the 3.4 million range, maybe 3.5. I think it's in that kind of ballpark. So we'll continue, as you've seen, we've reduced channel inventories now to below 500,000 units, which is a really important metric because that's been a real headwind for the company since the beginning of 2020 when we had nearly 1.4 million units in the channel. Now it's less than 500,000. So that becomes more of a tailwind for us. So we don't have to drive channel inventories down. That can be more balanced. So that's the approach we've taken, and it's proving out, I think, on the business. And you're seeing it reflected in margin too.
And now we will go to Jim Suva of Citigroup.
Thank you, Nick and Brian. First, I want to say really congratulations on making such a pivot point in the company and then turning it for subscriptions and reoccurring subscribers and such. Just truly remarkable, and I sincerely mean that. It's kind of funny, here we sit in August, and I'm going to ask a question about Christmas. With the supply constraints and things, I'm just wondering how you're feeling kind of about the Christmas season, because it seems like the component shortages are percolating everywhere in the economy we're going with. And I think Brian even mentioned it in his prepared comments, which I read ahead of this. A lot of times designs need to be tested in beta type before you can put in mass orders for production. So any thoughts you can give us around kind of this newer variable that's coming into the supply chain now, and your thoughts around Christmas and Q4, which is important to the company?
Yeah, hi Jim, it's Brian. Let me take that.
As I said in prepared remarks, you're right. Supply chain has continuously been a challenge, not just for us, it's an industry problem. We've been on this about a year ago and have done a very good job forecasting where we're going to be, what products we needed, and got in front of suppliers on that. So that's really helped us tremendously. We had that visibility, probably earlier, and that's really helped us from a forecast and supply chain perspective. That said, it's still, topsy-turvy out there, but we also believe we've got supply we need to make the numbers we just have outlined on this call and in our management commentary for the year. So we feel very good about Q3 as well as Q4 and the holiday season.
Okay. Can I follow up? As you mentioned in your prepared comments that I read, that you're shifting any allocations to more higher end products, which is absolutely the right thing to do. And I believe your average selling price guidance is about $5 higher for the Q3 outlook compared to the Q2 results. If I'm right on that, I'm just kind of wondering if you're shifting more to higher end, is it possible we could see a bigger increase than $5 quarter over quarter, or are there some variables that I just need to be reminded of?
Anything's possible. I think Q2, there's always a plus minus on how we look at kind of ASP and unit. But, as a reminder, we were at about $300, I think, in Q3 of 2020. So this is a nice uptick in ASP to $350 in Q3. And another reason why we're able to get margins up to 40 points, which we've outlined in our guidance, right? We're moving the market into higher price point products, a greater than $300 ASP products with 94% in Q2. We expect it to continue into Q3. Subscribers will continue to grow at very high margin and more growth in direct to consumer, all of which is helping on the margin front. So, we're excited about what we've been able to do as we've transformed, the business more to direct to consumer and subscription. It's paying off in margin and bottom line.
Thank you for the details, and again, congratulations on the transformation and great execution.
Thank you, Jim.
And now we will go to Eric Woodring of Morgan Stanley.
Hey guys, good afternoon. Congrats on the quarter. I guess I wanted to ask another question about the Quick app. Obviously, it's been 4 months since you launched the Refresh app. You can see through various data sources that there has been really strong growth in monthly active users there. So kudos to you guys. Just curious, what features you see users engaging with, and I ask that partially in the context of Apple coming out this summer with new features to the photo app that somewhat resemble what you guys are trying to do. And so just curious how you're able to kind of keep your users on the Quick app or move the old Quick users onto the new Quick app and keep them engaged. And then I have a follow-up.
Thanks. It's across the board, and in terms of what they're using, the editing side of the app is very strong in terms of engagement, which is great to see because that's definitely an area where we can continue to innovate and differentiate going forward. And an exciting aspect about where we're at now with the Quick app is that we were in development of it for quite some time, and for sure we're doing consumer research and gauging what consumers are going to gravitate towards and running usability tests and so forth. But you don't really get a true sense of how people are going to use the app until you get it out into the wild. And now that the Quick app is in the wild with such a significant number of users, we're getting tremendous feedback as to areas where we can improve,
features that users want to see more than others, which is helping us prioritize. And with the ballpark every 2 to 3 week cadence of release for new updates to the app, we're able to continue to evolve the experience in a way that can meaningfully impact subscriber conversion and retention rates. So it's going to be fun to see over the course of the rest of the year how much the app is going to evolve, and any changes you see, you can be sure are coming directly from user feedback, which we think is going to have a very material impact on our subscriber growth rate in a positive way.
Okay, that's really helpful. Thank you. I guess maybe my follow-up question would just be about around DTC mix. And so first half of the year, you're trending at around 37.5% of revenue coming DTC. You're still guiding to 40 to 45%. So maybe what gives you confidence that you're going to increase direct-to-consumer mix in the second half of the year? And then, maybe the add-on to that would just be, do you plan to change any of your go-to-market strategies in the second half of the year, vis-a-vis perhaps not selling the flagship camera at your channel partners? So just curious. Thank you so much.
Yeah, hi, Eric. It's Brian. Let me take the first part, and maybe Nick can add on to the second. In our prepared remarks, we did say that we expect D2C to be within the 40 to 45% for the year. A little bit less than 40% in Q3. That's largely due to just putting newer products into some channels internationally, right? So it's a little bit of a mix thing, and then being more towards the higher end of that 40 to 45% range in Q4. And as a reminder, with seasonality, Q4 is obviously substantially bigger than Q3 or even Q2. So that mix shifting up into the higher end, there's an X factor that comes on top of it, which kind of gets us into the range, if that helps.
Yeah, and then in terms of any modification of go-to-market strategy, distribution strategy, the way I characterize it is that we're building upon a proven strategy. So there'll be little puts and takes here that are opportunistic, and we think will materially contribute to our success in the fourth quarter. But whereas last year was an enormous amount of change with the associated risks, and it all went to the positive, that was terrific. This year is no big no big moves that would introduce any risk to the business, and any changes that you see are opportunistic. So the benefit of being 1 year into this strategy, learning where there's opportunities to improve and excel, and we'll be taking advantage of those.
Awesome. Thank you. And then maybe if I could just sneak in a last one. The language slightly changed for your subscribers at year end from approaching 2 million to exceeding 1.7. Just curious, any thoughts there? Why the change in language? I'd love to get your thoughts, but otherwise, congrats on the quarter again. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Eric. And we surpassed 1 million GoPro subscribers in Q2 and added 800,000 new subscribers, this Q2 of last year. So massive growth, 211%, which is great. Kind of halfway through the year and have maybe better line of sight, and we expect to exceed 1.7 million subscribers by the end of the year, and approaching the 2 million milestone that we've been talking about. So I think it's an important milestone. That means we would expect to have annual recurring revenue, subscription revenue at the start of 22 at about 90 million at very high margins. So excited about that, and maybe a little bit more kind of definitive too in where we think we are for the year, and looking ahead into 2022, which continues to be strong, and our outlook even on margin continues to be strong, partly on the strength of subscription, but also in the mix of both what we're selling and the channels we're selling through it.
Awesome. That's really helpful. Thank you, guys.
And with that, that does conclude today's question and answer session. I would like to turn the call back over to management for closing remarks.
Well, sorry about that. I was muted. Well, thank you, everybody. Q2 was outstanding. Our people, products, and strategy are coming together in a powerful way, and we're excited to see our strategy delivering on its potential and what it can mean for GoPro going forward. Big things. So thank you, everyone, for joining today's call. This is Team GoPro signing off.
And again, everyone, that does conclude today's call. We'd like to thank you again for your participation. You may now disconnect.
Yeah. Yo, Nick. Yo, Nick is a clown. Nick is an absolute clown. It was Johnny said he was falling asleep. He was like, I was muted. But wow, okay. So what did you guys think of the earnings call? I thought it was all right. I mean, they didn't really give much remarks at the beginning, and they went straight into Q&A. And I think there were some great questions. Okay, so let's see what you guys thought. So Johnny, you thought GoPro was dead. Yeah, you thought GoPro's not dead, brother. I think GoPro is a fantastic turnarounds play. You've heard the earnings call now. You've seen some of the achievements that they've acquired. I mean, some of the stuff that they were saying, right? Let's go for it. So I was making notes for y'all so we can summarize. I need to get an iPad so I'll be more techie like meet Kevin. But essentially, they said, okay, so we've got 100,000 paying subscribers on Quick App, which was launched. That was launched in April. So within a couple of months, like we're up to 100K subscribers on Quick App, which is insane. And also, as you guys are aware, we've raised guidance for the second half of 2021, which is great. Now, JP Morgan asked a question with regards to their free cash flow. It's a will it double? And then Brian, what did you guys think of Brian McGee? I got the sense that he didn't even want to be there. Like he sounded like tired. Like even one question. Remember, he palmed off one question. Now we're gonna get to that. But yeah, Brian just didn't really seem bothered. But yeah, Nick was falling asleep. These guys, I guess they're getting bored. But yeah, they asked about free cash flow. And they said it will more likely double because of the earnings, right? So they were saying about their cash position did reduce. And if you take a look at their balance sheets, let's quickly jump to their balance sheet. Where are you? So if you have a look at it, okay, so our cash positions did reduce, but even though the cash reduced, if you take a look at the long-term debt, right? Let's look at the long-term debt. Long-term debt also decreased, which is incredible. Okay, so we're paying off our debt. We're growing our top line. We're growing our subscribers. Amazing. All right, amazing. He did say we have $125 million in convertible debt that needs to be paid off by April 2022. But one thing Brian said, which I liked, he said once they've paid off the debt, so in April 2022, once they've cleared off their $125 million in convertible debt, then they're going to explore, this is what he said, they're going to explore options that will improve shareholder returns. That's what Brian said. I'm not saying, I'm just, saying, don't shoot the messenger. He said that they're going to explore options that will increase shareholder returns. I don't know about you guys, but for me, that sounds like they're planning some buybacks. They are probably planning, I think they're planning buybacks from that statement anyways. I think they've got a share buyback program coming based on what Brian McGee suggested. Of course, he didn't say that, but he hinted at, I mean, if you think about it, what else is going to really drive shareholder returns, after they finish paying off their convertible debt? it does sound like share buybacks to me. I'm speculating. He didn't confirm it, but that's what I'm thinking. So I really loved hearing that. There was a question as well from JP Morgan about, their 4 million camera units that we achieved. Apparently, we achieved that in 2019. 4 million camera units sold. So he was asking, is this a figure that we can expect to get back to? To which I think it was Brian or Nick, they said obviously their focus is on growing their subscriberships, and also they're going to focus more on direct to consumers. That's their primary focus. But they did summarize and said that they believe we can do more units once the pandemic dies down. Okay, so obviously still there's, with the Delta variant going crazy, running rapid right now, you have to kind of, not be over optimistic, because I think lockdowns, I don't know. I don't see lockdowns coming in as, to the scale of where we were last year anyways. There might be localized lockdowns, but which could potentially affect the business. But yeah, they weren't being over optimistic, but they believe once the pandemic and once lockdowns and once international travel is back in full swing, then 4 million camera units sold per year should be a breeze. I mean, if you look at how many did we sell in this quarter? I think it was 820,000, right? So look, let me double check. I don't give you guys how many cameras. So yeah, it's okay. So yeah, it's 820,000 units in just one quarter. So that's very, very good. All right. So yeah. All right. So next question was from Oppenheimer. They asked to their risks, any risk to guidance. So again, they touched on the topic of potentially shutting down, more vaccines, all these things to do with COVID. And I think Nick just pretty much took a more of approach of let's just wait and see, right? Let's just wait and see. They stressed the impact on international travel restrictions, potential events being called off. Again, these all impact potential sales. So again, I like management there from a point of view where they're not being over optimistic. They're taking a more wait and see approach, and I think that's probably the best approach to take, because you don't want to over promise and under deliver. So they are under delivering and over delivering and under promising. Yeah. Right. So next they said about new GoPro products this year. Okay, so they did say that we should expect new GoPro products this year, and I believe this was mentioned in Q1, right? So they mentioned this in Q1. And then I think after Q1, a couple of weeks after Q1, we had the quick app. The quick app dropped. So I thought that was it. I thought we were done for the year. But no, they said new GoPro products come in this year, which is very, very exciting. I can imagine if a press release comes out about new products from GoPro, you can probably guess or make a case for the stock, appreciating in value off the back of that news. But yeah, that was that. So they asked questions about retaining subscribers, which I thought was a fantastic questions. Like, what's their plan to retain the current cohort of subscribers, especially from last year? And then I think Nick mentioned that we have robust plans of adding value and engaging the consumers. So the current cohort of subscribers, there's robust plans to add more value to current existing cohort of subscribers, and also to be more engaging. And he mentioned about there's currently ongoing research on ways for how they can add more value, which is very good. That's what they're spending in R&D. Which, let's take a look at their R&D. So research and development. Okay? So research and development, it didn't really see that much of a jump year over year. And sales and marketing as well was, you could almost say it was flat almost. But yeah, so research and development, Nick said there's research going into ways we can add more value to be able to retain the current cohort of subscribers. And they expect, with the research that they gather from current cohort, they'll be able to use that information, implement it to the new cohort of subscribers, and that should be able to help retain our subscriber numbers and potentially boost and encourage more subscriber numbers. Remember, our target by the end of the year is 2 million subscribers by the end of 2021. And currently we are well on track, guys. We are well on track. We are sitting at just over 1.16 million subscribers. Remember, the target is 2 million by the end of the year. So we're well on track. We're well on track. We'll probably, at the current pace that we're going, we could potentially beat that. But that's the target. It's 2 million as of the Q1. So all right. So they asked, so they asked Brian, and I think Johnny was laughing in the comments as well about this. They asked Brian about, are there any like concrete figures in terms of, like maybe percentages of how they were, in terms of us retaining our current cohort subscribers. And Brian pretty much just brushed him off, said, look, we don't really want to go into figures now. Just know that our subscriber growth was strong. And I thought, wow, that was shade. I thought that was almost like, mate, just shut your mouth. You're not getting any more. So that was quite funny. So another great question was from Citigroup. They spoke about shortages, like what are the workarounds with regards to shortages, especially in the run up to Christmas. And they admitted, there are supply chain shortages. I think that's just generic. That's across the board. Everyone is facing supply chain shortages. So GoPro's no different. But what management said that they have done is that they were kind of one step ahead of what they would need, and they forecasted the current supply that they would need, and it seems like that forecast has paid off because they're able to meet current demand. So Brian didn't seem worried about the supply chain shortages causing a headache for the Christmas period, because they've correctly forecasted this year so far, and they think that their forecast will be correct as well in the run-up to 2021 Christmas and going into 2022. But they did admit that there is a supply chain shortage. But again, I reiterate, that's the same across many industries right now. And Morgan Stanley asked another great question about Quick App. He said, what are the plans to beat off competition? Essentially, I was talking about Apple's photo app device, saying they're making changes to be more engaging with their customers and retaining more of their customers. So the question for Morgan Stanley, which is a great question, is what is GoPro doing to be able to retain our current Quick App subscribers and not lose some of that market share or subscribership to Apple, to Apple's photo apps. And one thing that Nick said is that the editing side of the Quick App is far superior to a lot of the competition. All right, so I thought that was quite cool. So the editing side of our app, the Quick App, is more superior in comparison to Apple's. And they said as a result of that, their retention rate is good. So the retention rate of Quick App subscribers, I mean, think about it though, the Quick App is quite new, or the refresh of the Quick App is quite new. So they're just going off a couple of months worth of data. But they said the retention rate is strong due to the customer engagement and also due to the power of the editing side to the Quick App. And that's very good. That's reassuring. And, hopefully customers will be able to appreciate that, and they won't be able to get it from the likes of Apple's own photo app device. But that was good to see. So overall, a very, very strong quarter. A very, very strong quarter. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. So Hustle and Invest. I was listening to the earnings call and went to see if any influencers on and Emmanuel Finance. Thank you, brother. Who else but the one and only? Thank you, brother. Hustle and Invest. I appreciate you. So my position with GoPro, Hustle and Invest, I cut my position in half. I was sitting on close to 3,000 shares, but it was too much. All right. So GoPro at that time represented about 10% of my portfolio. And at that time, the thing is, we had such a great quarter, but yet Nick continues to flog shares. And that made me nervous, right? Going into a potential downturn in small to mid cap stocks that we're seeing right now. I was just nervous holding the amount that I held. It was a big position. So I cut my position in half. I'm sitting on 1,300 shares of GoPro. And I'm more comfortable with that. Now, after Q2, after these results, will I be adding more? No, I don't think I will. I'm comfortable with this size. I'm comfortable with where it fits in my portfolio. And I'll just leave it there to let it do what it needs to do to appreciate over time. And that's my plan with GoPro, Hustle and Invest. So Johnny says he loves the subscription base. Yes. Yeah. There you go. That's why you love Fubo. Fubo is a stock I never really got into, but yeah, the subscription. I mean, it's the future. I mean, it's not the future; it's the present right now, and the future. You know, Adobe introduced the whole subscription as a service business model, and they've taken off since then. And you know, everyone's just kind of playing catch up right now. And I think it's a very, very strong move for GoPro to switch from being predominantly hardware to now being hardware combined with subscription. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I invested in the first place in GoPro, because they are turning around the business entirely. All right. So the business model has changed and it's paying off. It's paying off. This company is doing incredible. So Johnny Five Stock says, Corsair as well. Yeah, Corsair had a very strong quarter. You know, even though they were reported as they missed on, I think it was revenue or top line they missed, Corsair had a great quarter. If you look at it, you know, growth, they're paying off debt, just like what GoPro's doing. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's a perfect storm. Okay. So Johnny says, saving money on R&D to pay off debt. Exactly. It's good though. You know, it strengthens the balance sheet. You know, it puts the company in a strong position going into the second half of the year. Again, with supply shortages, as long as we have that strong balance sheet, we're not going anywhere anytime soon. Okay. So now there's better deals out there. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so VR360 Home. Did they mention anything about the next GoPro camera, Hero 10? No. So what they said with regards to new products, VR360, Brian just said that new products are coming this year. That's all he said. He didn't specify whether it's a new Hero 10. He didn't specify whether it's maybe any attachments, tripod, nothing. He just said new GoPro products are coming out this year, and that's where they left it. And none of the analysts in the Q&A really pressed him for more information about it. So that's where we were. So yeah, that's where we're at, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. So next week is a big week for me. We've got Palantir. They're going to be reporting earnings. So I'm going to be streaming Palantir's Tattooed Chef. My baby TTCF are going to be streaming the earnings as well on August the 12th. After market close, and Celsius Holding, which is my third largest position, we are also reporting earnings on August the 12th before market open. So I'm going to and HIMS as well. HIMS are going to be reporting their earnings on August 11th. So next week's going to be a very, very busy week for us. I am really pumped. I am pumped. So I've taken the whole week off. I've taken the whole week off from work at the clinics. You know, I'm not doing any MRI clinic works. They can find somebody else because some of my favorite babies are reporting. Got to give them time, show them love. And you know, I hope to see you guys there as well. So huge week, Harrison, brother. Huge week next week. But if GoPro is anything to go by, you know, we're going to have a great week. So, guys, thank you so much for watching, for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you guys that are here. I'm not chatting to myself. Well, I'm not chatting to a camera. I'm chatting to you lot. So I appreciate you guys. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the what John? All my stocks are next week as well. So I booked it. So I wasn't the only one that booked off next week. Johnny booked it off as well. And I'll be honest, Johnny, I'm doing all of my shifts this week now. So I've taken on extra work this week, which is why I haven't really been in a position to upload many videos. I've been doing a lot more contracts this week to kind of offset next week where I'm going to be off for most of the week. So I'm not at a loss. But yeah, I'm pumped. Next week is our week, guys. And I'll catch you in those ones. So yeah, go TTCF. Yeah, we got this. Look, I think if GoPro can do this, TTCF, let's smash it. Let's smash it. All right, guys, have a great night, and I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Take care. Peace.